Hey guys, welcome to 2024, and this is my first video of the year. Now, I wasn't actually planning or expecting to make this video today, but because I was doing this, I kind of figured since I was halfway through, I would show you guys how I try to fix this problem on these particular dolls. So these dolls were My Pretty Mermaid made by Hasbro in the 90s. So the way that their hair, like I've already washed and conditioned her hair, so her hair is actually stunning. It's really soft and shiny, but this is an absolute hot mess. And they're all designed this way, and I don't really know why. Like I know that they have this kind of bald area here because a lot of them would wear big ribbons or even crowns. But I don't know why the layer of fringe that they used to cut or to make was inside this layer of long hair, or at least I didn't know until I sort of looked closer. So the best way I can describe it really is by showing you one that I've already fixed to the best of my ability, and then you'll kind of see what I mean. So this one is finished. This one is styled completely. So her fringe is coming out over the hair, if that's kind of making any sense. So basically these strands of hair have to go through the plugs of the fringe to cover up what is essentially the bald part of the head if you want them to wear like a nice high ponytail or anything like that. So you can see that this front section of hair is actually kind of there to hide the top of the head. But what happens over the years, and like especially I think with these ones particularly, I've bought a few of these together. I think what might have happened is whoever owned them previously actually separated the fringe out into its own section. Because when I got them, all three just had hair like completely standing up here. It looked kind of crazy, like a hair crown, I guess. But yeah, that's not really handy, to be fair. So the way I usually go about fixing this, now I will say it is a tedious job. It's not an easy job, but this is my sort of in progress that I was working on today. Now, please don't come screaming at me about the elastic bands. They're not staying on the doll, I promise you. That is purely there so I can keep everything in place to show you what I've been doing. So basically, and I'll show you the tools I use. So basically, you're going to want some good like doll safe elastics. Just for doing this part, like I never leave elastics on my dolls. I always use like, you know, soft ribbons for decorate, like for their hair. That's just what I do. I don't like really elastics if I can help it. So what I use is I tend to find a good doll hair comb. Now this is a Lee-Ka-Chan comb. It's a modern comb, but I really like this comb. It's pretty good. I use one of these like, you know, for sewing. It gets your threads through like your needle and stuff. This can be handy to have, but just be careful because it is a little bit sharp. You don't really want to go cutting anything. And my main and pretty much the only thing I've been using really for the last half an hour or so doing this one is just a regular needle. Now I cross stitch, so my needles are all blunt on the top. I'm sure you could use a regular sharp needle just as well, but you're going to have to just be that bit more careful that you don't kind of stab yourself in the finger or that you don't damage your doll. So to try to show what I mean, basically I pretty much like, and you can see there's still flyaways here, so it's still a kind of a work in progress. But basically like what I've been doing with my needle is pulling down like the strands of hair individually and kind of setting them. So we're like one hair plug I would pull down, then I'd pull a longer plug back, a shorter plug down. Now it is tedious, it is painful, but eventually you will end up with this. Now, I do think that the owner of these previously might have, what's the word, you know, ironed their hair, like heated the hair because the fringes are very, very dry. So I'm going to actually give this like an extra layer of conditioner myself as well. Once I've trained it down. So like I would leave these elastics on for maybe an hour at the most. Like, and I mean at the most, because you don't want the hair to get dented. You don't want the face to get dented, definitely. But like for the sake of the hour for this video, this is fine. Yeah, so that's one that I've done, you could say, this first part on. And I'm just going to give you a quick tutorial of kind of how, because I was just about to start this one. And then I got the idea to do the video and kind of go, well, I'm sure other people have had this problem with the fringe hair being very oddly designed. So, like, no matter, I mean, she got a really good conditioning, washing, And like you can see that her hair turned out really lovely, but there's just absolutely nothing I can do with that as it is. It's just, it wasn't going to sit forward for me. It's not going to sit back. Like if I tried to just put, if I tried to style it just sideways and like that doesn't look good. So I kind of had it hidden with a ribbon until I got a chance to do this. But even then, I mean, it looks crazy. You know, it's not a great look. So I'm not going to do the whole head, of course. That would take me, you know, another half an hour or more. Nobody wants to sit and watch that. But basically, you're going to start off with your comb brush. I mean, you can use any comb brush. It doesn't really matter. You're just going to brush through your hair nicely, like so. I mean, this hair is lovely and silky, so it's no problem. Why? A lot of them don't really even wear crowns. They wear sort of headbands or head, you know, like fabric hair pieces. So I don't really... I don't know what you were thinking, Hasbro. What the heck? Yeah, so you can kind of see the way this doll's hair is naturally. There's sort of a little gap here. So that kind of roughly tells me where the hair part was kind of designed or started in the factory. So they would have started putting the shorter pieces kind of here to here. And the hair is meant to sit like back and then, you know, whichever way. That's just the way they've done it. So I always try to go with the natural flow of the hair if possible. Now, please forgive me because this is going to be really awkward for me to try to do while watching it through a screen. So I'm going to try and watch it with my own eyes, but from the side. So please forgive me. Yep, so you've got your needle, blunt needle preferably, because that just makes life easier for everyone. So basically, you're just going to start pulling down strands and holding them with your finger. Now, this one plug here is really nice. It's just one very neat little kind of a bubble. So we're just going to pull all that down. And we're going to get it sitting against the face as flat as we can. So basically you're using your other hand, your fingers, and your thumb to hold things in place as you're going. Now, that is easier said than done. So you can see here, and I'm trying to do this in the best light that I have. So we have another plug of hair here. I'm going to pull that one back. And you can see what I'm talking about then. Basically, all of the hair plugs that are going to be pulled back will be kind of covering this. So when I go to style her hair later with a bow or something, you know, I'm not trying to hide this big glaring piece and I don't have all these dry bits just sticking up everywhere. So yeah, I'm going to grab this next bit of a plug here and I'm going to pull it down to the face. And don't worry, like you can comb this afterwards. You're probably going to have to go over the head a few times because you're going to have bits sticking out. You're going to have long pieces that want to go through, but you know, it just doesn't work out. So this is just a basic way of me trying to show what I'm doing. So I pull this long plug back like so. It's kind of like almost like a needlework project, which is great because I love needlework. So this plug here, I'm going to grab. Actually, this doll is really good because the doll I did previously with the blue hair, her short plugs, like they were absolutely like matted. Like they weren't neat like these ones. So I'm kind of like annoyed now that I didn't come to show you the progress on her as I was going. But sure, look, we're here now. Now, so this plug is here. There's a bit of a gap. So I'm actually going to pull another plug up. Just so you want it to sit as naturally as possible with how the hair kind of is rooted. So, and yeah, like I said, you're going to have to probably go over this a few times. You're going to have flyaways. It is tedious. But in the end, it is definitely worth it. So I'm actually going to pull another plug forward here because it's kind of too much of a bald area. So now we can grab this plug here and roughly bring it down. Yeah, we're going to grab. And by the time you've finished this, like I might have to, that's kind of too big, so I might come back and fix that. But roughly for the moment, we're just trying to get all the fringe out through the hair. You can come back and finesse it as many times as you want, or just, don't cut it anyway. Like as messy as it gets, you will get there. And you'll find as well, there's only so much your thumb can kind of hold. So you'll have to kind of go over and back. But the heat from your hand as you're working on it will kind of start to almost make it, like train it to go where you want it to. So just be patient if you can. Because in the end, it'll definitely be worth it. I'm going to grab that plug there now as well. From behind, you can just see what I'm saying. There we go, and bring it forward. Now, yeah, of course, you're going to get long bits that come with it. It's really just trying to, make it the best version of it that it can be without cutting or rerouting or, just, cutting it up short. Or like a lot of people will just rehair them because it's a nightmare. And it's annoying. It's not the best design by Hasbro, but it's doable. I mean, half an hour out of your day and you're going to end up with something really nice. It's just having the patience to actually sit down and do it and having the time, which isn't always easy either. So I'm really glad I picked this girl to do this on with the video, because actually these plugs are really nice and separate. So that makes showing a little bit easier. There we go. So she comes down. See, it's already kind of starting to stay, which is why, like, you don't need the elastics really. I just have them on her to show you guys without having to hold on to it, it makes my life easier. And even as you're doing this, as you're brushing through it, you're going to start to see other little flyaways appear. So as you're going along, you can kind of nab them and bring them down, which is very, very handy. Like so. So that's quite a big plug there. But yeah, you have to kind of go with how the hair is rooted too. Not everyone is going to be the same. Some are going to have their plug roots really close to each other. Others might be more evenly spaced out. Again, it's really just a little bit of luck and a little bit of just hanging in there. Sometimes you might even, like, a bunch might end up going back into the long hair and you're kind of going, oh, this is torture. But like, this isn't taking me all that long. As you can see, this one is going well. So, see if we can get a little bit further. Right, so I'm not sure if I should like pause the video at this point or just keep going because we're already 12 minutes in. So what I might do is I'll just quickly pause because this is going to be really long otherwise, and I'll come back when I'm at the end and I'll show you guys what to do then. Okay, so I went and made my dinner and all the good stuff and came back. So by the time I'm finished with my kind of first rough go through, this is how it looks. So I was pretty much actually done at the end of the last video. So what I like to do at this point is just get your needle. Definitely blunt is better, just saying. So again, I'm trying to look around the camera because looking through the camera, just see if you can kind of brush your rows back a little bit, that they're not snagging on anything. You kind of want to do the same here. You just want to be able to like pull the hair down to where you want it to kind of be. So like, don't be afraid to, you're not going to cause any real damage here with a blunt needle especially. So you can kind of finesse where you want what to go. And even like with this, like, I don't know if you can really see, but there are still some straggling hairs. So what I'll probably do now is, like with the last one I did, is just go around again, leaving the rubber just for now, just getting the rest of the stragglers and just putting on another rubber. Because like these aren't staying on for long, so it's just to keep everything where I need it to be. But everything else is perfect, really. It's all, I've just tied back as well, just, I'll be styling the hair after, so it's no problem. So yeah, I'm just going to go over and see if I can get a few more of these stragglers to sit down. And then we'll see where we are. Okay, so I caught a few more, not many more. There's one long hair here. Is there? Or is it? Oh, this might have to be moved around. Or I might put it back if it's that bit longer. It might just be like a side hair. But for now, like all these, longer strands, you do definitely take the time to take them back, because otherwise you're just going to end up like long hairs at the front that you're probably going to get frustrated with and want to cut. And you don't ever really want to cut hair if you're trying to keep it good. So don't do that. Just stick with it, be patient, and you'll get there. Seems kind of hard at the time, but it does make a huge difference. As you can see with this girl here who I've already finished. So what I'll be doing this girl too. She's the third with this mighty problem of crazy fringe. And then I'll be restyling them. Usually what I do is like a very slim straw or pencil I will put into the hair, wrap, and then I'll do like a boil curl on the front. But like, you can only really do that when you have everything in a nice little neat section to kind of begin with. So that's what works for me, guys. and girls and ladies and gents, whoever's watching. Yeah, that's pretty much the whole point of this video. Like doll styling videos, you can probably find, millions of them on here. So definitely, decide what you want to do with their hair. Look around. I mean, the options are pretty awesome. Their hair is lovely, long and soft, so you can do lots. But yeah, basically, human shampoo and then human conditioner works great. Make sure to rinse everything out. And you'll end up with, hopefully, and if it's very, very tangled hair you're working with, just lots and lots of conditioner, lots and lots of patience. That's pretty much all you can do. So yeah, you kind of have a before and an after. Now this one had tinsel in her hair, so yeah, I need to fix that again. But yeah, it's kind of roughly that's how her hair should be. That kind of round fringe is at the front and not behind a row of hair. Really awkwardly. It's such a strange design, but look, here we are. See, I think I have one or two stragglers here to still deal with, and here too. But look, I'll deal with them in my own time. It's fine because I want to rush on and do this one and get on with my evening. So hopefully that was helpful for somebody. Thanks for watching and see you next time.